And even if the Russians come up with some temporary ending of hostility, how long will that peace last? Does anyone actually trust Putin? No, don't think so. We need to learn the lessons of the Balkans and the ease and simplicity with which people deployed peacekeepers, but the complete failure to provide the necessary legal rights to fight back and the political support to fight back, and then, of course, crucially, the military means to fight back and defeat the people who are breaking the peace treaty. If we're going to deploy peacekeepers, they need to be war fighters, and that's a grim realization.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, skeptical about the Trump administration's plans, insists everything relating to peace in his country will depend on the strength of the security guarantees his war-torn nation is able to count upon. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories. Israel will begin negotiations over the second phase of the Gaza ceasefire deal this week, according to its foreign minister. The first round of talks between US and Russian officials in Saudi Arabia have concluded, with negotiations agreed to take place over the war in Ukraine, but no date for a meeting between Presidents Trump and Putin reportedly set. And EU officials have pledged to scale up defence production and spending to bolster the military capabilities of both Ukraine and Europe. That's the latest feature story news. Simon Gaitan reporting.
You're listening to KCHW 102.7 FM, Northern Lights Public Radio.
KCHW headlines. I'm Chuck Ritchie. Lawmakers in Olympia are looking at a new rule that would let people sue cities and counties that have rules against camping in public places. The bill, which has already been okayed by the House committee, would let people go to court if they think a city's camping rules aren't reasonable, but the bill doesn't say what reasonable means. The federal funding freeze could cost Washington billions in grants at the same time as a state budget crisis. Solar energy, veteran care, special education, and foster care services are a few of many programs that could be affected as a $12 billion shortfall looms. And Senator Patty Murray says more than a dozen workers were fired this month at the Hanford nuclear cleanup site, with at least 30 more federal workers taking buyouts. The layoffs include safety engineers, environmental scientists, and employees who protect workers' rights. Murray warns that trying to run Hanford with a skeleton crew is a recipe for disaster. And in our last story, egg prices just hit an all-time high. Thanks to a massive outbreak of bird flu, egg prices don't appear to be going down anytime soon. Last month, the cost of eggs went up by roughly 20% from December. The Consumer Price Index shows the average price for a dozen large grade A eggs is $4.95 nationwide, a record high. You can check out more information on these stories on our KCHW Radio Facebook page. And for KCHW 102.7, I'm Chuck Ritchie.
Good morning. It's KCHW 102.7. Getting started on a Tuesday. You got Scott and my beautiful sister Val live from the big city of Deer Park.
Well, good morning.
Good morning. All right, adjusting some levels on the backside here. We're looking a little loud this morning. All right, hope we didn't blow anybody's ears off. Thanks for tuning in. We are so glad you're here for our Tuesday morning broadcast. Val, you've had a week. How have your eyes adjusted after your surgeries, your cataract surgeries?
You know, I am feeling just a tad frustrated just because I can't see anything up close.
Takes a while to get used to it, right?
It does. It does. Just having to. And then I think it's not just the reading vision that's blurry. It's kind of that computer, from up to about 3 feet. I still feel like I can't see. And after that, it's really nice. But you don't realize how many things you do within that 3 feet range until you don't to tell you can't see. So it's pretty bad when Brad, who is legally blind, I have to ask him to see for me.
Oh, wow.
Can you read this? Can you read this, honey? I can't read it. What does it say?
Yeah, he told me you messed up the sugar and the salt and made cookies.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Yeah. So I'm adjusting, and let's see, 2 weeks from tomorrow, I go in for like an eye exam because everything's supposed to be settled by then, and just kind of find out if then I'll get a prescription and get some glasses that I can wear.
One thing
So
I always
right now I'm
recommend for readers is getting those computer glasses with the blue tint.
Yeah, and that's what I've got on now. You can actually find progressive readers. And so I've got a pair of progressive readers. The only problem with them is they have a little bit of correction on top, which I don't need. But so anyway, they're definitely getting me by until I can get a prescription and get some glasses made just for me. So
Get adjusted with your new eyeballs, right?
Get adjusted with my new eyeballs. So yeah.
All right.
Eh.
All right. So if you read something wrong today, we'll know exactly why.
Exactly. It's not that I can't talk or read or walk at the same time.
At least you got an excuse now.
I just can't see.
All right, let's take a look at our weather forecast, and we'll do that snow report, too. It's all made possible by a donation from 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort. And today, 38 degrees, high temperature under overcast skies, down to 27 tonight. It'll remain cloudy. Then your little cold snap is over. You guys got away really easy this winter. Wednesday, 37 and 32 with snow expected, 70% chance of it. Thursday, 39 and 34. Friday, all the way back up into the 40s, where you spent most of the winter. 44 and 35 for Friday with cloudy skies. Rain for the weekend, Saturday 45, Sunday 47. Monday right now, more rain and 48. Then next week, looking like some clearing, like at least some partly cloudy days. On the extended forecast, get this, I see some 50s. 51, 50 degrees, 49. So little wet.
You know what I call this?
What? Weird?
Next week, false spring. False spring.
Fall spring? Fall spring.
Fall spring. Yeah. About the time you get oh my gosh, 50-degree weather, it's going to be back down into the 20s.
All right. We've been having a hard time over here in Maine. I'm sure you've seen, like in the weather forecast, the East Coast just getting hammered with bitter cold and snow. And the snow's been so weird this year. No moisture in it. I mean, we've got a probably in the yard right now, 1.5 feet, maybe getting close to 2 feet of snow. It's like sugar or sand. There's nothing to it. I mean, when you step in it, you go right down to the grass. There's like no moisture content. It's been like that all winter, but we keep getting it. And past few days, like yesterday, I was outside, and man, did I bundle up like Nanook. It was 10 degrees with 40-mile-an-hour winds and snowing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is like when we were kids in North Dakota. We got snow drifts, forming and stuff. It's
crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We got quite a bit of snow this week, I think, but it settled yesterday quite a bit. But Brad measured it then, and we had 9 inches yet. But the one day when it snowed, I don't know, we probably got 4 inches anyway, maybe more than that. But it was so light and fluffy that as soon as it settled, I'm sure, it didn't account for much once it did that. But yeah, so it's been interesting. I mean, to not get winter until February, it's kind of rare.
And then had it be really short. Yeah, you'll get hammered next year maybe. All right, let's take a look. Take a look what's going on the mountain. It's going to be a nice day skiing. 25 up there right now. You got 55 inches at the base. In the past 72 hours, they've gotten 5 inches of new snow. 8 inches of new snow at the summit in the past 72 hours, where the snow depth is 149 inches. Temperature right now, 25 at the base, 24 at the summit. And you've got great conditions of powder and groomed snow. There you go. Weather and your snow report made possible by a donation from 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort. Taking a look at what the kids eating real quick for breakfast and lunch. I forgot to open it, so bear with me. I'm a bad boy.
Well,
I
I
was waiting
see
for you to
you're
say
in
something.
space today anyway. Does that make you spacey?
Oh, always. I'm permanently in space. All right, let's see. For today, we have a variety of cereal, cheese stick or yogurt, and fruit or juice for breakfast. And then for lunch today, it looks like taco soup. I've never even heard of that one before. Taco soup, rice, and fruit and veggies. There you go. That's what kids eat for breakfast and lunch.
Nice. I make taco soup quite often.
Do you?
Really, really tasty.
All right,
Yeah,
all
it's good.
It's the 18th today. Chihuahua Library story time for the kids. 10:30 to 11:30. You can sit and knit at the Chihuahua Center for the Arts between 2 and 4 with your friends. Tomorrow there is a community blood drive. I'll kick that open and tell you where it is. Also, something that goes on each and every Wednesday is Tech Help at the library between 3 and 4 p.m. Don't forget in the mornings too. There is adult pickleball at the old middle school between 9 and 11:30, and that blood drive taking place at the American Legion on Wednesday. Give the gift that keeps on giving, blood. There you go. It's going to be going on from noon to 5:15. It's true. It does keep giving if you give it away.
It does. Just ask, just ask on Dracula.
Yes, it will be a short visit. I won't take it all because I need you to come back and give some more. Don't get me started on my Dracula impersonation. All right, there we go. Let's. I messed up the calendar now. I'm gonna go back to that. If you could, maybe I'll just close it because it just quit working. I messed it up. It won't be the first time.
It's Monday on Tuesday again.
It's Monday on Tuesday. All right, but we got you for, here it comes back. And then don't forget Food Bank on Thursday, 10 to 2. And let's see, I'm going to see if there's anything coming up. Snowshoe Tour at 49 degrees north this weekend. There is, I'm guessing we got a new play. I'm going to click on this one and open it up. It says Southern Fried Nuptials.
Okay.
All right. This is coming up on the 21st. It's Center Stage Productions presenting Valentine's Dinner Show. It's a little late. Oh, no. Okay. So this happened on Valentine's. They had a dinner show, but the play is still going on. Tickets available at Acres United Drug, Valley Drug. Show times. So they had it on the 14th and 15th. It's going to happen again this weekend. The 21st and the 22nd at 7 p.m. Then on the 23rd, so Sunday, 2 p.m. matinee. All right, so those are your last 3 times to catch this show, Southern Fried Nuptials, going on the Chihuahua Center for the Arts, and we gave you the ticket places at Acres and Valley Drug. They're only $15. What a great deal. Raise your ticket prices, Chihuahua Center for the Arts, because we love you, and we need you to stay open. And really, we'll pay $20 to come see one of your shows. There you go. Southern Fried Nuptials this weekend, 7 p.m., 21st and 22nd. Then again, 2 p.m. on the 23rd. All right. Did I plug that enough times, Val?
I think so. I think you got it covered.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to roll into some news headlines. Delta Airlines flight departed from Minneapolis flipped upside down while landing at Toronto's Pearson International Airport yesterday. All of the 80 people on board survived. And when we talk about plane wrecks, that doesn't happen very often. So there you go.
No, especially when you see the plane upside down, you're like, wow, how did anybody walk away from that?
They all have a headache. Well, can you imagine? Can you imagine? They always tell you to buckle that seatbelt, but could you imagine dangling from it?
Exactly. That's probably Brad was like, how do you get unbuckled and not fall on your head? And I said, well, that's probably where some of the injuries came from.
Yeah.
Was once you released your seatbelt, right?
A few bumps and bruises. Plane crashed on a gusty day after heavy snowfall. However, the airport's fire chief said the runway was dry and there were no crosswinds at the time of the crash. That's right. It just magically flipped over for a tummy rub. My cat does that, so I could see an airplane doing it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right. Passengers described the plane slamming into the runway, with some saying they saw a fireball erupt after the aircraft stopped. One passenger said, we were upside down, hanging like bats. I'm so sorry. Plane evacuated as fire crews battled the flames. Scary. Wow, they're lucky they got out alive.
They are. That was nuts. I just want to, I think they had some video this morning just as I was walking down here to start the show, so I didn't get to watch it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if there's any indication what exactly happened.
Yeah. So I have a message from the Transportation Safety Board. Okay.
Okay.
Well, recent aviation disasters might have raised concerns about flying. Transportation data shows that flying on U.S. commercial airlines is still the safest form of transportation.
Don't we all wish we had Pete back now?
All right. Let's see. A few more news headlines. No King's Day, declaring that America has no king. Thousands of protesters rallied in cities across the U.S. on President's Day yesterday to protest the Trump administration's executive actions and its appointment of tech billionaire Elon Musk. I like that. No kings in America. Well, and I see this.
No, just dictators.
I see this big crowd. People are freaking out now that he's doing all this stuff. Well, maybe you should have thought of that way back in November. What this was going to turn into?
I think they're so used to him lying, they thought he was lying about that. But sometimes truth does come out of his mouth. And this time, that was the case.
All right. U.S., Russia, top U.S. And Russian delegations began discussing today about ending the war in Ukraine by leaving out Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky.
What is that?
I knew he was going to pal back up with Putin. Dictators love dictators. I knew this was going to happen. It's so gross.
I mean, how disrespectful and to leave out one of the people that that Russia's in war. I don't get that. I think part of it is that he wants to make all these concessions to Putin, which, okay, so you invade a country and then you're like, yeah, we're going to get you out of there, but we're just going to give you some of the land. So, I mean, if somebody invaded us, would be like, okay, it's fine, just take Florida. In the custody battle, take Florida.
Yeah, you could have, or Texas, either corner, take it.
Yeah. So it's just so interesting to me that's a concession you're going to make. He gets to do what he wanted to do in the first place.
Really, if we're going to give away Idaho, I was going to say Florida and Texas. Can we throw in Idaho?
Oh, I think it should be Idaho as well.
I'm sorry. I'm just joking.
I'm just joking.
All right. All right. I interrupted you. Anything else? Oh, Vladimir Zelensky said Ukraine will not recognize any deals without its participation, which makes sense.
Well, they shouldn't.
Yeah. National Weather Service issued cold weather warning. Over 95 million Americans are going to be affected by this polar vortex I'm in. Life-threatening chills also going all the way through tomorrow. Parts of the north-central U.S., 60 degrees below zero with wind chill factors.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah.
It's just interesting because you've got, you getting this weird cold and we've been weirdly warm on opposite coasts. That's kind of crazy.
All right. As the NBA All-Star Game continues to face criticism over its format and too much Kevin Hart, one fan walked away happy. Jaren Barajas, 18, won $100,000 after beating All-Star Damian Lillard in a three-point contest. Wow.
Wow.
All right. Val, are you sitting down? Yes, you're sitting down. I just made sure you weren't standing up. I don't want you to fall over when you hear this. All right. Val?
Okay.
It's National Drink Wine Day.
Okay. Finish the show on your own, and I'll see you next week.
As far as I'm concerned, this picture's over right now.
Val's got stuff to do. She's out of here.
I've got things to do. Well, especially since I want to start on my taxes today, so there will be wine drinking involved, I believe.
You're going to get audited. So, Val, my question or my suggestion to you is why not try a red wine martini later on?
A red wine martini.
Why not?
You just add some vodka into your red wine and that makes it a martini?
Or a double.
Why stop with a double? I'm doing a double-double.
When you're at Val and you say, can I have one of those double wines you're so famous for? And that's when she gets out the vodka and pours it in your wine.
Exactly.
Oh, you're going to need an ice cube for that. Here, have two.
Oh.
You can see I've drank at Mel's place before.
Can you tell? There's been quite a few people in Schuyler, though, that have had some of my wine at previous KCHW events.
Yes. And a few weddings, too.
Yeah, a few weddings.
Yeah.
So.
All right. No whining. There's your wine story for today. All right. Let's see what else I had for. I don't know if I want to do news. Val's been really soaking up the news. Top Social Security. I'm just going to do headlines. Top Social Security official steps down after disagreement with. Do you call it Doge? Doge. Over them sticking their nose into sensitive data. All right. This is crazy.
You know what I find interesting is that Elon's not very original. He named his previously Twitter X. He's got a kid named X. Doge was his Bitcoin, and now Doge is the department. He's not original at all.
I just, it's like a bad reality show. That's what our government's turned into over the past 20 years. It's just gotten steadily worse. And now we have, I'm sorry, billionaires are some of the creepiest, nastiest people on the planet. Always. Mm-hmm. That's it. I'm just, there's a picture as I'm scanning the news right now, and there he is in the White House. It creeps me out. It's so many shades of wrong. All right, let's keep moving before we get hung up. We covered there we go. So John Mulaney, Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary show on Saturday night, joked that two hosts for Saturday Night Live in over their 50 years have killed somebody. He was talking about they had hundreds. I don't remember, 839 hosts over 50 years, but only two of them have killed someone. Do you know who that was?
I actually don't know. Is it one of the rappers?
Most likely answer that I could come up with was O.J. Simpson.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. And then Robert Blake, who played Beretta. I think he killed his wife.
Well, was he ever convicted, though?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure.
And then Alec Baldwin was there, so I think it'd be kind of tacky to do that joke if he was in the front row, but maybe.
Maybe.
So actually 3.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I don't know. People were kind of stumped on that.
Well, there's accusations here and there, So, and I think Baldwin is still in litigation over all of that.
Yeah. And we still don't have any proof about OJ.
Yeah. All of them, it was never a slam dunk conviction on them, right?
Yeah. Seems like that's the case now. I'm really, after watching how the law works, I'm really thinking of turning into a life of crime in my old age.
You wouldn't have to spend that long in prison, and you get free health care.
That's right. And I'm tired of cooking.
Oh, there you go.
All right. All right, that's going to leave the news headlines alone. We're going to move on to Bits and Breaks this morning, where my sister Val opens up with this morning's first joke.
All right, I'm going to get to that first joke. It's right here. All right. A man realized he needed to purchase hearing aids, but he felt unwilling to spend that kind of money. So he asked the clerk, how much do they run? Clerk responded, that depends. They run from $2 to $2,000. Well, the guy says, well, let's see the $2 model then. The clerk put the device around the man's neck. You just stick this button in your ear and run this little string down to your pocket, he instructed. And the customer said, well, how does it work? Well, the salesman said, for $2, it doesn't work. But when people see it on you, they'll talk louder.
It's true.
Our poor mom had one of those.
Oh, man. All she could do is make it give feedback, though.
Yeah. Well, I think her hearing aids were actually worse because she got an old pair of like her brother's. I don't think she ever had hearing aids made for herself. She got them handed down, and then she would always talk about how she still couldn't hear and had feedback. So she got something that almost looked like a little transistor radio. And it was
For
just
watching
basically a
TV.
sound amplifier. So whenever she'd go somewhere, she'd say, "I'm not being rude. I'm not listening to music. These are my hearing aids."
But you could hear the country music playing lightly in the background, strangely.
Yeah. Oh.
All right, Val. It's cold. It's really cold here in Maine. Now more than ever, I'm ready for warmer weather. Even the return of outdoor activities, Val, like those orange cones and road construction. I'd be happy for that.
You know the game Whack-A-Mole? I feel with like the potholes, it's avoid a hole.
All right, I have a couple more. I have some jokes for you that I heard that I want to do. Okay, these are Star Trek jokes, and I know what a big Star Trek person you are too, as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So these are some Star Trek jokes for Val. What does the crew like to nap on?
What does a crew like to nap on? I don't know.
Those would be the futon torpedoes. Yeah?
Yeah.
Why
that was
did
pretty good.
Why did Worf change his hair color? This is so easy, Val.
Why did Worf change his hair color? I guess I'm not going to get it. Tell me the punchline.
It's what Klingons always say. Today is a good day to die. That's why he dyed his hair.
These are like bad dad jokes, the
Star Trek version. Yeah, all right. Best one. You ready? After beaming down to the planet, Captain Kirk ran immediately to the bathroom. Why?
Why did he run immediately to the bathroom? I don't know. Why did he?
Why did Kirk run down to the bathroom immediately after beaming down to the planet? So he could boldly go where no man has gone before.
Do you realize if aliens came to the planet right now and had that transporter technology, I mean, immediately they'd say, like, beam me up. There's no intelligent life down here.
They wouldn't even stop after seeing our television broadcasts.
Probably.
All right. Val has some politically correct ways of indicating Scott's stupid. Wow,
Brad's
Val.
been they keep coming up on Brad's reels on Facebook. This gal that does a bunch of these, and they're hilarious. So we'll see if any of these are just as funny.
All right.
All right. You're just a few fries short of a Happy Meal.
Just a few?
Just a few.
Well, at least
You're
I'm
also
close.
a few beers short of a 12-pack.
Thanks a lot.
This one is interesting. You're dumber than a box of hair.
That's kind of dumb itself, Val.
I thought so. A few peas short of a casserole.
Ooh. You know one that goes along with that?
What?
I'll dumb it up a little for you. Split pea brain.
That was a good one.
All right.
All right. To tell you you're stupid without actually saying it, you don't have all your cornflakes in one box.
Okay, I'll take that.
How about the wheels spinning but the hamster's dead?
Oh, I know that guy.
Oh, Scott, the cheese slid right off your cracker.
Oh, I'm going to save that one for Chuck on Thursday.
Your elevator doesn't go all the way to the top floor.
Yeah, but it hangs out a lot in the basement.
For sure. Scott, you forgot to pay your brain bill.
Huh?
Well, for me, my sewing machine's out of thread.
Oh. All right.
Ooh, no grain in the silo?
Okay. It's good for farmers.
All right. And finally, too much yardage between the goalposts.
That's for people with blank stares or blank faces.
Yeah. I think that one is pretty good, but the gal that does a bunch on, I might have to listen to her write down a few to share next week because they're way better than this.
Is that the Southern gal that's got like the heavy accent?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen her too. Yeah, she's pretty good. She's pretty good.
Yep.
In fact, I've stolen some of hers for the show before. Not saying I cheat, but I have cheated. All right, 4 things you didn't know yesterday. It's my turn. In the Middle Ages, Val, people took their pet squirrels for walks and decked them out in flashy accessories.
Wow. Just like people do with their pugs now, right?
Yeah, same thing, though. Isn't a pug just a fat squirrel?
Yeah, I think so.
That can't climb.
Has
no purpose.
Squirrels have much better view from the backside, though, than a pug.
Oh, yeah. So glad they go with their tails down. All right. According to Merriam-Webster, V is the only letter in English that is never silent.
And guess what? This Valerie is not either.
Nope, she's got a big, big mouth. Legislator in Montana once proposed legislation banning yoga pants. I could get myself in a lot of trouble with that idea.
You would.
Yeah, no.
You'd be out picketing to
bring back yoga pants.
Rule. Yeah, bring back yoga pants.
If you don't bring back the yoga pants, I'm going to start wearing them. Those ones that say pink.
Pink
yeah.
On the back.
Yeah. All right. I bet you go to Walmart and see a guy wearing those.
No doubt.
Okay, all right, sorry. Side thought.
Well, sometimes I call them biking shorts, but it's pretty much yoga pants.
Yoga pants. Washington Monument is now nearly 10 inches shorter than it was previously measured. Oh, wow. Originally in 1884, the height of the monument was recorded at 555 feet and 5 1/8 inches. However, a recalculation in 2014 using modern international measurement standards, which is a really long tape measure, determined the height to be 554 feet and 7 11 32 inches. This difference is primarily due to changes in our measurement methods rather than physical shrinkage of the structure.
Interesting.
How do you measure something like that? You'd almost have to do it digitally, wouldn't you? Because who has a 554-foot tape measure? Paul Bunyan?
I'm sure it's some sort of technology with, that is a digital.
Are they using that stick for doing board feet of trees?
Maybe. I don't know.
All right, that one's still unsolved. All right.
We were just talking the other day, wondered how long it's going to be before the Lincoln Monument is replaced by the Trump Monument.
Not long. I'm sure by the end of 4 years there'll be a new one. All right.
I'm sure.
Here comes Val with what's the proper response? This is like an educational segment.
All right. This is for a guy posted this question online, I guess, to get some ideas. What is the proper response when your wife asks you if you think her sister is attractive? Oh, boy. Any listeners out there, you might need to write these down.
Okay.
Okay. One commenter jokingly said he should reply with, "Why? Did she say something? You think I have a shot?"
Ooh, that's a good one. Did she say something about me?
Mm-hmm, exactly. But other comments were more helpful. Say, "Honey, it runs in the family."
Ooh, that's a good one.
All right. And then you could try, "I got the best one for sure."
Ooh, all right.
Okay. Objectively, I could see why people may find her attractive. Personally, since she's your sister and now my sister-in-law, I think it would be kind of weird to look at her that way.
Wow. I bet you his nose is constantly brown. Although it is a good answer.
This is a good one for you, Scott, on this topic, though. Was there ever one of your wives that asked a question that you knew you just couldn't answer in the right way, no matter how hard you tried?
Lots of times. I think that's the time when little white lies are okay. When they say, "Do I look good in this outfit?" No matter how hideous that outfit is, you're going to say yes. Okay, one of the things I'd lie about was, "Do you like my glasses?" And there's this fad that's been going on for a decade now. And I never see you wear them. Thank you, Val. But big glasses, big sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's a thing that they're way too big for your face. You all look ridiculous when you wear those. I mean,
just saying, huh?
I'm just saying. It is you all. I mean, you look like aliens. Why are you putting those giant hunks of plastic covering a third of your face? I don't get it. So there you go. That's my thing. So when they say, "I like my glasses," say yes, even though you don't.
I saw one on Facebook yesterday where the guy said that his wife texted him and said, "Honey, how do I look in this dress?" And he typed back, "Do I look fat in this dress?" Something along that line. And he typed back, "No," but with 2 O's, like saying no. And it autocorrected to moo.
Whoa. So the answer was yes then.
Can you imagine if you'd done that to especially your last wife?
Oh. The worst autocorrect I had one time was, and I used to voice text all the time because I got bad fingers. So I'm like voice texting away, and I'm going to send a message to Sammy, and I look down at my phone as I'm about ready, my thumb's coming down on the send button, and somehow voice texting had typed, "Your dad's dead."
No.
Had nothing to do with the sentence that I was going to text her, and I almost hit send. Could you imagine getting that from your parents' phone saying, "Hey, your dad's dead"? And then what do you follow that up with? Just kidding. Damn autocorrect.
What if before you could text a retraction, she was like, "Well, it's about time that old fart kicked off."
All right. There you go. That one was what is the proper response? And the very few times that I think it's okay to maybe put in a white lie if you're getting asked to do something. Do you like my new haircut?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because especially haircut is something like they can't change right now, right?
Yeah.
So if there's something they could maybe change but I always ask my husband, "Do you like this outfit or this outfit?" And then he can choose which one he likes the best rather than saying, "Do I look okay in this outfit?"
Oh, that's a better one. Give him a choice. All right. Same
Give
thing
him a
with the
choice,
glasses.
yeah.
Have a pair of regular glasses for your guy, and then have those glasses that stick out further than your ears. And then see which one we pick.
Well, you know what I did? Before I had my cataract surgery, I knew I was going to have it. We'd gone in for glasses, and that's how I'd found out that, I had cataracts. And so, but what I did before I'd found out that news, I was trying on glasses while Brad was in his appointment. And I actually had the guy that's behind the counter at Costco. We've known him for a long time, and I had him help me pick them out. So he picked out a bunch, I picked out a couple, and then we just tried them on, and he was the one that kind of said, "Yeah, these are the ones," just because I think your spouse is used to seeing you in a particular way or something like that. So I found that helpful to have somebody else. And I liked them too, because it was in our as we kind of narrowed things down. So yeah, I just thought that was a good way to do it.
The glasses, you like the glasses or the employee? He said, "I liked them too."
Well, no, he's actually kind of a funny looking dude, but he helped me pick out some good glasses. So it's his haircut. And we're talking about haircuts. It's just his haircut.
Okay. All right. Hey, eyeglasses dude, if you're listening, you're funny looking.
You're funny looking.
Wow, Val. Wow. Crusher of egos.
And wait till I ask him to help me pick out glasses again, right?
I got a pair of big ones for you. Going to stick out further than your ears. All right, best tools of all time. No particular order as chosen by me, a man.
Okay.
All right. WD-40 and pretty much any other spray lubricant.
Brad suggests spraying WD-40 on honey, you can't spray WD-40 on that.
Oh, yeah, you can. Have you tried? All right. Second best man tool ever. Duct tape. Thank you. All right. They're pliers. They're a wrench. They're anything you need them to be. Even a clamp. They're vice grips. Thank you. WD-40, duct tape, vice grips. Also, these come in handy no matter what you're doing. Zip ties.
You know, I would probably put zip ties at the top of my list. I use zip ties for everything.
All right.
Need some cords bundled together? Zip tie. Your star won't stay on the top of your Christmas tree? Zip tie.
You sheared off a bolt on your snowblower and the spindle ain't spinning? Zip ties.
Zip tie.
Worked. I'm telling you, it worked.
It works.
I heard MacGyver in my head going, yeah. All right. All right. The last one on the list was the multi-tool. You know, I hate them.
Yeah.
I'm scratching that one off. They're too clumsy to use. You know, when you got this thing that looks like a pair of pliers, but has all these knives and things and saws, and yeah, they're annoying. They're annoying.
And you know, generally trying to get that little knife back in, you end up the only thing it's cut all day is your finger.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. And the Phillips and the flathead, they never fit the screws that you have. So, all right, you taking other calls today during the show, are you?
No, it's my reminder that I need to put in my eye drops.
That happened last week too. Well, Val, to get you ready for your eye drops, let's take you into the bathroom, ladies and gentlemen, where we're going to do what Val thinks about in the shower. All right.
All right. First on my list this morning is most people don't wear sweatpants when they actually plan to get sweaty.
It seems like it'd be really hot. It does. It seems like that'd be way too hot.
Sweat even more.
Yeah,
I'm going to sweat even more.
Way too hot.
All right. My next shower thought. Being in a loving, caring relationship makes lots of things in life more fun, except mattress shopping.
Ooh, that's a fight. That's a fight.
All right. At some point, someone decided that saying www in front of your website address was too much effort, and we all just collectively agreed.
I remember working in radio and having to convince people that you put in an order as a production director to have a commercial made, and they give you you come back to work the next day and that commercial's done and waiting for you, and you preview it, and it took me a long time to convince some DJs that you do not need to say www in a commercial. People get it. Just say the name and .com. But yeah, that was when it first started, websites got really popular. It was a thing. People would put them in commercials, and you're like, why are you saying that?
It's not necessary.
Yeah.
All right. There are many ways to sing the alphabet. We all just landed on a certain version.
Oh, okay.
But you've been seeing it kind of going around the internet. Some teachers have come up with a different version that evidently makes more sense. But I mean, old fools like us, we couldn't relearn it, could we?
Sure.
I just want to make one that they do sing the alphabet backwards, because evidently when they're doing a field sobriety test, they ask you to do that. So we should have it all memorized in a way that we can say it backwards.
Yeah, that'd be kind of difficult. I think everybody probably fails that.
It'd take you a while to figure it all out, but yeah. So, all right. Just a suggestion for somebody that's kind of musically inclined.
Or drinks a lot.
Come up with a little ditty that has the alphabet backwards.
Okay.
All right. My next shower thought is surely someone has died in surgery because the surgeon had to sneeze.
Oh. Wow. Cut right through the heart.
Exactly. I was thinking that as I was laying there with my eyeball lens off.
I hope our friend Ron's not listening, because he's going in for surgery next week. Way to plant that seed.
All right, my next shower thought. Past manufacturers must think we don't trust them, or they wouldn't have windows.
Where, maybe?
Okay.
Oh, in.
Proving there's, they didn't have windows on their boxes proving there's pasta inside.
Why do we need to see the pasta window?
Yeah. Why the pasta window? And finally, my last thought today, everything bagels would be closer to everything if they had cheese.
They don't.
Just a little cream cheese on that bagel, something. Then it would have everything.
All right. Messages weren't popping up this morning, and then they all came in at once. We'll say good morning to Ken, who claims he's a multi-tool guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I still don't see anything. I've tried refreshing once, and I still didn't see any messages. So, Ken, we haven't been ignoring you. They weren't showing up.
He also put in there, instead of www. I just now use, and I can't say what he put. It is 3 letters that people use a lot that start with W. And there's a T in there.
That's right.
I'm going to leave out the last letter, though. All right.
Yeah, I'm sure you can fill in the blanks. So,
yeah.
Or if you're, live on Facebook, then you
get
can
to
see what
it.
he posted.
Yeah. All right. So what can you and your spouse not do together, Val? There's got to be something that if you and Brad were to do together, you might kill each other.
We built our whole house together. I mean, there was only one thing in our whole house that we didn't do. Everything else. But as we've gotten older, it's gotten harder to build together without getting a little snappy at each other. So, yeah. Now, the last project we had, we did pretty good. But yeah, there was for a little while there. Yeah. So
I don't think I've ever heard one of you be snappy with the other one. Wow.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
So much for 40 years of marriage now, I guess. Wow.
And I told him it was the way he was saying my name that immediately irritated me because it sounded like I was being chastised. And so, yeah. But
Valerie, get my multi-tool.
Well, because normally he calls me Val. And so when he says, Valerie, then...
That's an obvious sign.
Yeah. So then you're all of a sudden mad just because of the way your name was said. But thank goodness that doesn't happen. I would say in our whole marriage, coming up on 41 years, we've probably had less than 5 major fights.
Wow.
So
you guys are like, what do they call it? Oblivious to each other?
Yeah. We just don't listen to each other. Kind of, helps out all overall.
They've only had 5 arguments in 41 years. That's right. They're both deaf.
That's right.
Or they
pays not to listen to your spouse.
They never moved in together. All right. So 41 years this June?
It will be 41 that we've been married.
Wow.
Yes.
All right. All kidding aside. There you go. Round of applause. I often say Val and Brad should write a book, and they just refuse. Let's go. We're coming up on break time.
Because we'd probably get in a fight.
We'd argue over the book. All right. Just a few minutes before we go to break and thank our sponsors halfway through the show. And let's get there by doing this, Val. You do today's, and I'll deliver you yesterday's.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Immediately, Val. There ain't no waiting.
No waiting. No cheating.
All right. Trivia. Head-to-head trivia with me and Val. And Val, you get to kick it off.
All right. 50% of U.S. pizzas are sold with what on them?
50% of you bugs.
It's those anchovies that look like bugs.
Oh, wow. I'm going to say, because I think it's the most popular, pepperoni.
You got that one right.
Oh, that was so easy.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy one. That was a softball.
Incredibly large brain, maybe. All right. Unfolded and flattened out, this adult body part would cover an area the size of a tennis court. So unfolded and flattened out, this adult body part would cover an area the size of a tennis court. You can't live without them either.
Okay. Blood vessels?
No, but that's good because I did throw a them in there to give you a hint.
All right. Intestines.
No.
Yeah. Trying to think of it's not skin because that wouldn't flatten out to its tennis court.
Yeah, you'd almost have to cut them in half.
Okay.
Unfold it and flatten out. This body part would cover in the area the size of a tennis court.
Would it be your lungs?
It is your lungs. Good job. Look at that.
It only took me 3-4 tries, but hey.
That's all right. Use your powerful deductive skills.
I was trying. Sometimes they're not as powerful as others.
All right, your turn.
All right. Next one for you. Americans spend approximately $133 billion annually on what?
Cheese.
It's not food. I'll give you that hint to start with.
It's not food. Is it a thing that I'd spend money on and hold in my hands? Or is it something intangible?
It would be mostly I'm going to say I would think of it as intangible. And I can give you this is something that happens year round, but it's going to be on everybody's mind this spring, or not most people's mind this spring.
Read the question again.
All right. Americans spend approximately $133 billion annually on what?
You said we'd be thinking about the spring. I'm going to go with gardening. That's all I got.
Okay. Tax compliance, which includes software, accountants, and other related expenses.
I don't like you, Val. New York City residents and visitors spend $820 million a year on these.
And who does $120 million?
New York City residents and visitors.
Oh.
Residents and visitors spend $820 million a year after getting these.
After getting these?
Mm-hmm.
Parking tickets.
Parking tickets is exactly wrong. No, I'm kidding. You're right.
You gave me a huge clue by saying after.
All right, Val, what you got for me?
In the year 2000, 49% of American consumers were comfortable with this. Today, 92% are. What would that be?
So what year were they comfortable with it?
Starting today, in today's world, 92% of people are comfortable doing this. In the year 2000, it was only 49% of American consumers. American consumers. I'll give you a big hint. Consumers.
I'm gonna go. It's buying something. I'm gonna 2000 to now. Is it like online shopping?
You got it.
Oh,
give yourself a round of applause.
Round of applause for Scott. Oh, hold on. There's more.
Who dares enter the sacred and awesome presence of the everlasting know-it-all?
Oh.
Who dare?
Who shall dare? There you go. Sorry. All right, my turn. Let's go with a Spy the Lie, Val, and then we got to head off to break. So this is your last chance. First one, average engagement lasts 15 months. Average American consumes 130 pounds of sugar each year. Or New Zealanders use more toilet paper per capita than any other country.
And how many pounds of sugar was that?
130.
130 pounds of sugar. I'm going to say that's a lie.
Oh, Val, it was your last chance. Oh.
Get away from me, you dirty fembot!
Any second choices? No, we do. Average American consumes almost their whole body weight in sugar each year. That's a tough one. That was a tough spy the lie. Nothing. Sometimes it points out as almost obvious, but there wasn't. So average engagement, 15 months, or New Zealanders use more toilet paper?
God, how would you know how much toilet paper New Zealanders use? I'll go with the engagement, I guess.
Oh, Val. All right. I want you to picture. Toilet. I want you to picture a couple New Zealanders. I got my 2 hands up. I surrender. They are a stinky, stinky people. That's why.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. Totally true. Don't make anything up for this show, but we might when you come back if you stay right here. It's Northern Lights Public Radio. When we return, believe it or not, just in the mail from Chuck Ritchie, it's the Lions Club birthday calendar. I'm going to have local birthdays.
Wow.
As well as me and Val having odd news and more. But like I said, stay right here. Northern Lights Public Radio. We are KCHW 102.7. Don't go anywhere.
Great job, team. Head back to base for debriefing and cocktails.
This ship will self-destruct in 20 seconds. This is your last chance to push the cancellation button.
It's 8:20.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
and by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
The Public News Service NOAA newscast for February the 18th, 2025. I'm Mike Clifford. Adrian Adams, the Speaker of the New York City Council and one of Mayor Eric Adams' principal partners in government, said on Monday that the mayor should resign. That from the New York Times. They report Ms. Adams' repudiation of the mayor came just hours after 4 of his 8 deputy mayors announced they would leave City Hall, a catastrophic loss to an administration already hobbled by scandal, a corruption indictment, and a growing sentiment that the mayor placed his own interest ahead of New York City's. Next, more Kentucky toddlers are getting sick and dying from accidental drug ingestion. Of the fatal overdose and ingestion cases examined by the state's Child Fatality and Near Fatality External Review Panel for 2023, 80% were preventable.
In one case, a 1-year-old ingested fentanyl and died. Officials who responded found a bag of crystal methamphetamine in the bed where the child and mother were sleeping, and the opioid oxycodone in the closet. These types of cases are increasing statewide, says Dr. Melissa Curry, a Norton Children's Hospital pediatrician who treats child abuse cases.
If pills are being crushed and snorted and the toddler is pulling up on the coffee table where that pill was crushed, that toddler could put their hands in their mouths and get enough fentanyl to be deadly.
The panel is also tracking a substance called xylazine, which was found in 5% of the cases. This non-opioid sedative or tranquilizer, mainly used by veterinarians, has been increasingly found in the heroin and fentanyl supply. Nadia Ramlagan reporting.
Next, in many U.S. cities, President's Day was used to sound the alarm over actions by the Trump administration. In Minnesota, protesters braved sub-zero temperatures Monday to express worry about the loss of democratic norms.
The 50-51 movement is described as a grassroots effort where organizers connect online to schedule peaceful protests in all states. Monday's demonstrations marked the second nationwide group of rallies held in unison since President Donald Trump returned to office. Woodbury's Rob Gallagher attended the one in St. Paul, saying democracy is being undermined as Trump's staff aggressively cuts agency budgets and staffing in the face of court challenges.
It affects everybody. It's done without checks and balances on appropriations that have already been made and without checks and conflicts of interest. And so it's wrong in every dimension.
Those conflicts of interest he referred to involve claims that Trump advisor Elon Musk, who's leading the purge of spending reductions, is violating ethics because his companies hold government contracts. Musk and other Trump officials defend their actions, saying these are changes Americans voted for.
The 50-50-01 movement says it isn't tied to any political party and is calling for Trump to be impeached and for Musk to be investigated. This is Public News Service. Recent federal executive orders have left many organizations in Ohio navigating uncertainty, particularly when it comes to funding for essential services.
Food banks, which serve as a critical safety net for families in need, are feeling the strain. Jory Novotny of the Ohio Association of Food Banks says demand has been surging across the state as economic pressures grow, leaving local organizations struggling to keep up.
We can do a lot with a little, but we can't do it all. And we do rely and count on our partners in local, state, and federal government to be another leg on the stool of what it takes to make sure that when people are in need and facing crisis, they can turn to us for basic help with food.
The strain comes as Governor Mike DeWine's newly proposed state budget would reduce food bank funding by 23%. Cutting it from $32 million in the last cycle to $24.5 million. While the previous budget included a one-time $7.5 billion boost, Novotny warns that the reduction comes at a time when food banks are experiencing record high demand. Farah Siddiqui reporting.
And workers' rights advocates and nursing home providers say Washington has a long-term care workforce crisis and that inadequate benefits in the nursing home industry are part of the problem.
Legislation moving through Olympia, known as the Essential Worker Healthcare Program, would provide affordable health insurance to nursing home workers. Alicia Harris is a certified nursing assistant, or CNA, at a skilled nursing facility. She says a family of 4 needs to pay $1,200 a month for insurance with a high deductible and only 30% copay.
It's money that we could be putting toward, groceries. We could be putting towards rent, saving. It's tough.
Nursing home employers who join the new program would receive a payment from the state for health care, which would be matched by Medicaid. Employees could participate for about $50 a month. I'm Isabel Charlet.
Finally, cold temperatures, decreased sunlight, and fewer interactions with family and friends are some of the reasons Texans might suffer from SAD, otherwise known as seasonal affective disorder.
Symptoms of this seasonal form of depression include feelings of hopelessness, fatigue, and difficulty concentrating. Massage therapist and holistic health practitioner Kiva Mack says it's important to increase your vitamin D intake during the winter months.
One of the things that you can do to manage that is to get out into the sunlight. You can also open up the windows in your home and sit near a window that has exposure to the sunlight.
She adds vitamin D supplements and foods fortified with vitamin D can also help lift your mood. I'm Frida Ross reporting.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Here's how radio stations, big and small, your favorite podcast platform. Find our content and trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
we're back. Good morning. If you're just joining us, it's KCHW 102.7. You got Scott and Val on a Tuesday, and you're here for part 2 of the morning broadcast. Looks like Val has her lip stuck to her coffee pot, or no, her coffee cup. You should just bring in the whole pot, sip out of it.
I was going to say, I've only drank about 3/4 of a pot so far today.
Well, you need like a second break?
To go to the bathroom.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Second break for Val. All right. Let's kick off this section. We usually do it. Now, where did I put it? Oh, yes. I was teasing it before we went to break. We actually have a Lions Club birthday calendar. All right. Thank you, Chuck, for mailing this over to Maine, so we'd have one too. And today for birthdays, real quick first, it looks like American Legion Post 54, a meeting at 7 p.m. They always put these on the calendar, too. And it looks like Chihuahua Arts Guild, 5:30 p.m. Now, these are hard printed on the calendar, so there could be a cancellation. But if you're in one of those groups, realize there could be a meeting tonight. And one birthday, Kale Kohler. Kale, all the applause for you. You know, Kale, see him around town, point and laugh. Tell him we talked about him on the radio. All right. Now, how about some celebrity birthdays for today?
All right, let's start at the top. Yoko Ono, 92 years old today.
No way. Wow.
Yes. Dennis DeYoung from Styx is 78. Sybil Shepherd from Moonlighting, 75 years old today. John Travolta, they don't even tell you what he's in because I think you know him. He's 71 today. It should be the same with Vanna White. I mean, doesn't everybody know who Vanna White is?
That's true.
But they do tell us she's on Wheel of Fortune. She's 68 years old today. Greta Sakachi from Presumed Innocent, 65. Matt Dillon, who was in lots of movies, but let's go with There's Something About Mary, and he's 61 today. Dr. Dre is 60.
What is he actually a doctor of?
I guess a doctor of spinning records. I don't know.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Doctor.
Molly Ringwald from The Breakfast Club and Pretty in Pink, 57 years old today. Fitness and TV personality Jillian Michaels, 51. And last but not least, Sarah Sutherland from who plays Catherine Meyer on Veep is 37 years old today.
All right, moving on to history. We call It Happened Today. In 1929, that's where we're going to start. It was the first Academy Awards being announced. Skip to 1930, a year later, while studying photographs taken in January, Clyde Tombaugh discovered Pluto. Not the Disney creature, the planet.
He must come soon after.
Yeah, wasn't very long. All right, 2001, Dale Earnhardt passed away in a crash during his final lap of the Daytona 500, which was won by Michael Waltrip, driving a car that Earnhardt owned. His son, Dale Earnhardt Jr., came in second. What a tough day that had been for him.
No kidding.
2006, American Shanny Davis won the men's 1,000-meter speed skating in Turin, becoming the first black athlete to win an individual gold medal in Winter Olympic history. There you go. Wow.
Wow, in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
All right.
19 years ago, the first black person to win an individual gold medal.
In 2016, Pope Francis questioned presidential hopeful Donald Trump's Christianity over his call to build a wall on the Mexican border. And he did it again just a few days ago.
The man who wouldn't put his hand on a Bible during his inauguration.
Oh. He automatically caught fire?
Yeah. He burned his palm. That's what he was afraid of.
2020 Boy Scouts of America filed for bankruptcy amid hundreds of abuse lawsuits. Wow. Sad. On to special events we go with Val.
Oh, today is Crab Stuffed Flounder Day. Alrighty then.
That's something I aspire to be. I'm halfway there. I am a flounder.
Today is Battery Day.
Ooh, I love batteries. I do. I'm always messing with stuff. Yeah.
Well, it's, people like us who love lights everywhere. You go through a lot of batteries.
Mm-hmm. I've really advanced it, too. Now I got into the solar, so I'm making my own lanterns and running them on solar. And in fact, if you remind me, I'll bring it next Tuesday. We have woods out back by the cabins, and they're spooky. All right, so like one of my children will not go into the woods by herself. That's how spooky our woods are. So what have I done? I've made 2 solar giant scary heads. One of them has green eyes and one of them has red eyes. And I'm gonna put them in the trees. And every night they will light up.
I think you're missing a huge opportunity. You could, for Halloween, you could have a haunted woods tour.
That's the goal, but we don't know if we'll get the trail done this year. But that is our goal, to put it a haunted trail through the campground.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, forget the haunted house. Let's do a whole haunted forest.
Yeah. So, but I'm starting by putting things in there. So if you take a walk through the woods at night and there's lanterns in the trees, make it even more spookier. And with solar, it all comes on at night. So
perfect.
Yeah,
and it gets enough sunshine in there to power it.
Yes, and I will bring a couple of the heads that I've made. They're pretty spooky. They're awesome. That's
cool.
And their eyes light up and glow, so they'll be extra spooky in the woods. All right.
So we did one where I think it was all over the internet last year as a DIY, where you take the pallet and you take so it looks like the skeleton's coming up out of the ground with up out of the deep, dark recesses of Hades. And so that would be pretty cool, too, to have that on the ground and have it look like it's coming out of the ground.
Ooh, I like it. Yeah. Especially if it can pop up when somebody's coming by where they don't notice it, then it's even more scary. All right.
Yeah.
All right. See, me and Val want Valentine's every day.
My name is Hades, Lord of the Dead. Hi, how you doing?
Or Halloween.
All right. Next up, Val, it's all you.
Drink wine day.
Yep.
Yeah. Just start at noon. It's that kind of world right now. I just start at noon. All right. It is Pluto Day, I guess, because the planet Pluto was discovered on this day in 1930. And then everybody should take a moment to appreciate their thumbs, because what would we be without them?
Cats. We'd just be cats.
We'd just be cats, which sometimes I wish I was just a cat.
Yeah, just a cat. I wish my cat had opposable thumbs. All right, number for the day is 26.2 pounds.
All right.
That's the pounds of bananas the average American consumes each year. How many pounds of bananas do I consume each year, Val?
None, because you're allergic.
That's right. I think I might be the only person on planet Earth allergic to a banana.
Bananas.
Bananas.
I probably maybe eat a pound of bananas a year, and you don't eat any. So there's a lot of people out there eating more than 26.2 pounds.
I think so.
Yes.
All right. There you go. Everything you want to know about bananas and a little bit more. We move on to news and nuggets, stories from the lighter side. I'm sure most people have heard about this one, but I'll cover it again. Scary incident unfolded at Toronto Pearson International Airport when a Delta Airlines plane crashed and flipped upside down after landing. Dramatic footage captured the fuselage overturned on a snowy runway with emergency crews responding. Incident occurred as a Delta flight from Minneapolis was landing, possibly affected by icy conditions following a recent snowstorm. Although, air traffic control said everything was clear and dry.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that what they use de-icer on the runways for?
Mm-hmm. Thankfully, all 80 individuals on board, including 76 passengers and 4 crew members, were safely accounted for. However, at least 18 passengers did sustain some injuries, but nothing life-threatening. So there you go. We don't get that very often when a plane crashes, but that was kind of unique, flipping over on its tummy. Maybe they should all do that at the last minute. Sorry.
All right. Can I do the next one? Because this should have been under wacky but true.
Okay. That sounds gruesome, but you go for it.
A 55-year-old Canadian woman had a terrifying encounter with a shark while on vacation in the Turks and it said Turks and Caicos, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Islands. Attempting to photograph a 6-foot-long shark in shallow waters, the woman had both of her hands bitten off. The victim's husband acted heroically, scaring the shark away and bringing his wife to safety, but the damage had been done. Despite receiving medical treatment, the woman's hands couldn't be saved.
Wow. Why did you read that?
Because it's like, really, you're going to stay in the water and try to take a picture of a shark?
I'm sorry, I'm going to be inappropriate. Sorry.
It's just side short of a Darwin Award. I mean, really.
You are an idiot.
Did your shark bite? No. Ow! I thought you said your shark didn't bite. That's not my shark.
There you go. I mean, I hate to make light of the fact that she lost her hands, but really?
Really tempted to put that cookie down. Now! Okay, sorry. All right, let's keep going with the fish. All right. Imagine scuba diving, Val, minding your own business, everything the deep blue sea has to offer. Then suddenly you're swallowed by a whale. Sounds like something out of a book, but then the whale spits you out. And you get back to the diving boat and you share your story, and the people on the boat don't believe that you were swallowed by a whale, but while many others on dry land think you're making it up. Well, we live in a time when people think dinosaurs roamed 2,000 years ago. The Earth is flat, and man never went to the moon. Do you really think everyone's going to believe you were swallowed by a whale? Ha!
But there's video, because I saw it on the news.
Yes, video of the kayaker being gobbled up by a humpback whale off the coast of Chile is shocking, though perhaps less so to Michael Packard, the Cape Cod lobster diver who went through something very similar in 2021. And because there was no video of him nearly being a whale's permanent afternoon snack, many people didn't think it was possible. But Packard is having the last laugh, saying the incident in Chile vindicates him because it's proof that, yes, whales do sometimes swallow humans and their kayaks.
Well, and how many people are lost at sea, and the last thing they think happened was a whale swallowing them?
Ooh.
Yeah. But you wonder what made him spit him back out. Was the whale intelligent enough to go, oops, I just tried to eat the wrong thing? Or it's like, ooh, you taste gross?
I think the kayak probably got tipped up end to end, and he was going like a toothpick.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Or a bone.
Yeah, like he had a bone in his throat. But it's just a kayak. Here's the truth, Val.
You want the truth? You want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
That's right. Sometimes whales eat people. Well, I'm glad Val saw it on the news, at least.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. This is one for my girls. Would you read the next one?
Researchers say grandparents can be a bad influence on kids' weight. The study done by the Washington University in St. Louis found that kids who were cared for by grandparents had nearly 30% higher odds for being overweight or obese. While grandpa and grandma may mean well, they can affect their children's weight in various ways, including eating habits, physical activity, and perception of what represents a healthy lifestyle.
For like my daughter's first year of, I want to say, school, I was working swings. So I'd never see her in the evening, right? So I ended up quitting that job because of that. But she'd get picked up by grandma after school. First thing when they got, and it took me a while to find this out until I heard the words second ice cream. And I knew there was a problem. Second ice cream. That sounds bad. So first ice cream was after school got out. Second ice cream was after dinner before Dad got there.
Well, I can remember two incidents with Lindsay, with Grandma. And the first was I was setting the table. We were doing some sort of holiday meal or whatever. And Lindsay proceeds to put her finger in the butter and eat the butter off of her finger. And I'm like, Lindsay, you can't do that. And Mom was like, oh, she does it all the time. It's fine. So that was the one. And then the other one I always remember is we were eating and she goes, Grandma, my tummy hurts. I can't eat anymore. And so Grandma says, well, would a popsicle make it feel better? Yes, Grandma.
See, grandparents? So that day, there was first ice cream, second ice cream, and a popsicle in the middle.
Oh, yes. Oh, grandmas.
Nice. All right. English language can be baffling at times. Just look at words like phlegm, receipt, and chthonic.
I have no idea what-
Chthonic.
I have no idea what that
I've
word
never
is.
seen a CH and a TH next to each other. Chthonic. All right.
I'm really curious what that is, even.
All right. Silent letters are unavoidable. Almost every word in the alphabet is occasionally guilty of taking up space without contributing to anything, much like me. But there is one exception. According to Merriam-Webster, V is the only letter in the English language that constantly makes itself heard. No matter where it appears, whether it's love, voice, or division, V plays a vital role. Most letters are phonetic chameleons. That's why C sounds different in cat and city, and why the G sounds like nothing at all in Gnash. V is unique in that it never goes through any identity crisis. Z is only silent in words we borrowed from the French, like chez and rendezvous.
Oh, okay.
Rendezvous. That's how you should pronounce it. All right. The one silent J in the entire English language appears in marijuana, a term of Spanish origin. Those guys. I knew it. Spanish always peddling their stuff. All right. There you go. Silent. The V.
All right. And we're going to do a little education right now.
Okay.
This is a teachable moment.
Okay.
That word you were trying to say earlier, it's CHTHONIC.
Okay.
It's pronounced Thanic. Think like Thanos in the Marvel superhero movies.
So the
And
CH is totally silent.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it means belonging to or inhabiting the underworld. So it would be like a Thanic deity, and I guess anything from the devil to which one of the Greek gods lived underground? Was it
Hades?
Hades, yeah. Yeah, that one.
We already talked
That
about
one.
him twice, Val.
Yeah. So that is a Thanic deity.
All right.
Thanic.
So you could go up to a goth girl and go, man, your clothes are Thanic.
Yeah, coming from the underworld.
Woo. All right. There we go. It's time for a little odd news.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Oh, yeah. We always kick off the odd news with the news attack, where the first sentence is true and the second sentence is a really, really bad joke. And Val, do you want to do the first one?
I can fix that.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Researchers discovered that King Tut was a frail kid with a cleft palate, club foot, a broken leg, and malaria.
Wow.
Well, King of Egypt, more like the king of a soap opera plot.
The only thing that kid was missing was asthma. All right. Researchers say young couples are more likely to split if they live near lots of unmarried people. Who needs Tinder when apartment 2B is a walk down the hall? That's horrible.
So, if marriage is a marathon, living near singles is like handing you a banana peel every mile.
Whoop! All right. Depending on what survey you look at, Ann Arbor, Michigan, or Fremont, California, or Naples, Florida, are the happiest places to live. Obviously, those who were surveyed don't know about Bismarck, North Dakota, like me and Val know Bismarck, North Dakota. We were both born in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I always say, you know what I always say about North Dakota? It's a really good place to be from.
No. Not really.
Well, it indicates that we're not there anymore.
Yeah. The strangest thing was there was a long stretch there. Every time I went back to North Dakota to visit Mom, something bad happened to my car. I am not
you
kidding
were
you.
jinxed, weren't you?
Not kidding you. I mean, like one time I rolled in, I took the exit to Mom's house, and my front wheel started coming off. I mean, it was that bad. It was like, don't go. You're going to die.
Are you going to wish you were dead?
And then I called up somebody, my nephew, and I said, so I broke down right as I pulled into town. Is there a good car lot I can go to in North Dakota? You know, a car repair place. And he said, did you drive the Mercedes? And I said no, and he goes, oh, you're in luck.
That's soon Randy thought we should come back and visit him this year. And Brad's, we have a 2007 Subaru Outback with 190,000 miles on it. He goes, I don't know, I don't trust that it would be fine going that distance. And now that I remember your stories, I'm pretty sure we should not.
Take that car. Don't do it.
Oh. All right, next story. A study says penguins, which are always eating fish, can't actually taste fish. But they still don't go anywhere near broccoli.
Wow, Val. Wow. Mother of Elon Musk's 13th child says he's not returning her calls. So he's dojing her calls. It's horrible.
Oh, I'm sure he's much too busy destroying the country.
I've got things to ruin.
Yes.
People know me. I'm somebody.
Oh, yeah. A small Swiss study proved that taking the stairs could save your life, but that's only on days when the heart attack gremlin takes the elevator.
I don't feel any better about that story, Val.
It's a small study, Scott. Just a small one.
Just a small one. A survey says 90% of Americans admit they lie, including Val.
You look marvelous today. Absolutely marvelous.
Oh, ow. If it's true, how can we trust their answers to the other questions? All right, we move on to Wacky But True. Don't add anything to these stories but sound effects from movies and television shows. And Val, take a deep breath. You have the longest story of the day. In fact, I don't know if I've ever seen a non-news story quite this long.
All right. There's nothing particularly unusual about the cops being called to a fight over a parking space, but the Orange County, Florida Sheriff's Office was brought in to deal with John Phillips, who waved his handicapped parking placard at a woman in a parking lot. That woman, Jenna Della Zangaro, told Phillips she was not the driver of the car parked in the spot he wanted. Furthermore, she had her own parking placard because her mother is disabled and sitting right there in the car. Phillips allegedly had blocked her in so she couldn't leave, and she told the screaming man to get away from her family so she could leave. He was right in her face, so she pushed him away. He had allegedly responded by punching her in the face and knocking her to the ground. She got up, so he grabbed her by the collar and threw her to the ground again. Her disabled mother tried to intercede, and Phillips grabbed her too.
Wow.
Della Zarengo screamed for help, and people from the place she was parked in front of, St. John Vianney Catholic Church, ran to her aid. At least they ran to her aid. Phillips drove off, but was tracked down by deputies and arrested.
He attacked her disabled mother, too?
Yes.
Huh. Doesn't sound very disabled, does he?
No.
No.
Therefore, to answer the most vital question, is the patient indeed disabled, or is he merely simulating?
No one's ever really disabled as long as he has courage.
The water boy's a cheater! Cut his head off!
Cheater's justice.
Cheater!
No!
That's what he deserved.
I got a little story for you. It should have made odd news. I should
Okay.
have sent it to you.
Okay.
So we have a neighbor, lives a mile and a half down the road. They're snowbirds. And so their neighbor right across the road from them happened to see somebody pull up to their gate. And he was like, it's 6:30 in the morning, still partly dark. And he's thinking, something's not right about this. So he walks across the road, and the guy had already jumped the fence, gone in, and he was coming back and sees our neighbor. So he jumps back over the fence, claims he's looking for gas. Our neighbor says something is wrong with this, but as he'd walked up, he actually snapped a picture of the guy's license plate. So the guy jumps in his car, is going to peel out of there. Well, it's so slick he can't get traction, and our neighbor is basically pushing the back end of this guy's car down into the ditch because it's so slick. So he guns it. Instead of going in reverse, he guns it in drive, runs through the fence, throws it on top of his car, gets enough traction, then hits reverse, spins out, and takes off. But meanwhile, the neighbor has got his license plate. The guy has just wrecked his car.
Wow.
And so it was an immediate call to the sheriff's department, of course. By the time he was done talking to him, they'd run the plates, figured out who the car belonged to. It didn't appear to be the guy driving it. So, yeah, it was, I wish it would have all been on video because it was probably pretty hilarious.
So what was he doing there? Do you know?
He'd walked around the house, tried to get into the back door. Couldn't. There was a car parked there that everybody thought was locked and it wasn't. So he'd gone through the glove box in the car. And the interesting thing is he was dressed really nice in like slacks and a blazer.
Wow.
And so I guess he thought people maybe wouldn't question that if he was. And the car was a really nice Cadillac. Which he proceeded to wreck by driving through the gate. Wow. So interesting. Yeah, I mean, it was just a crazy situation.
Wow.
So, yeah.
All right, here's the Spokane County Sheriff's Department. We found your car. What's left of it. Wow. All right, good story, Val. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Nothing particularly unusual about a cop witnessing a crime and chasing down the suspect, but the Jacksonville, Florida Sheriff's Office managed to do it in an unconventional way. The deputy who saw the drug deal go down was patrolling on a horse named Nash. That's not with a silent G in front of it either.
No, just,
we covered
just
that.
NASH.
Yes, Nash. The alleged drug dealer ran, but Nash and his deputy easily chased him down. Wow. And now we're going to learn about Mounties, okay?
Okay.
Huh? Need a horse to be a cop, do you?
You came galloping in a minute ago looking tired but satisfied.
You see, like the Mounties, we always get our man. Mrs. Peacock was a man?
What?
The only thing that would have been better if he'd have lassoed him.
Oh, you're right.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I've got the shortest story of the day, too, I think.
You do.
Since I had the longest
You're
one.
going pantsless.
Police in Germany were looking for a pantsless bank robber. After the robber put the loot in his pants, an explosive dye pack hidden in the money went off, staining his pants. The thief then pulled off his pants and kept running.
Yay.
Don't worry. One push of this dinghy and the whole thing goes kabingy.
Cleveland's organization is exploding like a 4th of July firecracker.
Hey, guess what? Found your pants.
The pants are on fire! The underwear's on fire! I'm on fire!
Bon voyage.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Oh, that's a relief. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to use a liar pants on fire defense.
You can't.
Oh, goodness.
All right. There is nothing particularly unusual about the cops being called to a shoplifting incident at Walmart, right? I mean, that's
You
like...
wouldn't think so.
That's like a daily event. I think they just station a cop outside all Walmarts because you always see one there.
They do. Yeah, I think so.
All right. Police in Memphis were brought in to deal with Ashley Cross. Store security alleges that Cross was scanning the barcode from $1 items for all the goods she was putting into the shopping bags in self-checkout. So she's scanning an item for $1 each time. It totaled just about a few dollars for $137 worth of stuff. Cross, who's 37 years old, has been caught shoplifting at so many Walmarts across the country that the company has banned her from every one of its stores in the United States. She was once again charged after the most recent shoplifting incident. Wow.
Wow.
You should come here a lot, huh?
Oh, no, we used to, but she got banned for life because took it as a personal challenge, and it got pretty ugly.
And you're banned from Dimpelsburger.
Yes, and your reputation is nationwide.
No, you're being booked for shoplifting. I'm being booked for accessory to shoplifting.
I mean, you do it. Like, I know it sounds kind of corny to say it, but, you know, you have restored the honor to the Rodeo Hills Police Department.
Well, that's something.
That's something.
That's something. All right, last story, Val. It's all you.
All right. It's like everything is about thievery and robbery and everything today, so we will stay on that theme. In London, a guy stole a car and almost immediately suffered a guilty conscience. Instead of ditching the car, he drove it straight to a police station and confessed. At this point, the car had not even been reported as missing. After the cops did a little investigation and discovered that the vehicle was stolen, the man was placed under arrest.
Why? He brought it right back.
Yeah, he was just borrowing it.
He should have, he should have just took it back to where he got it and left it there.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I got a sound effect for this, too.
So all of it was a lie?
Well, yeah. No, wait. Oh, yeah, it all was a lie.
I can't lie!
But they all thought I was guilty, and I didn't want to let them down.
I told you he was guilty.
Sorry for the trouble.
You're letting him go again? He's guilty! You can see it on his smug little face. Guilty! I say guilty! Guilty! No!
Quiet! I can't hear myself lie!
There you go. That's odd news for Tuesday. That was probably the best crime of the day, though. He actually had some guilt. Took it back.
Yeah, I don't think people often, start feeling guilty about it.
No, rarely. I've never felt guilt.
No matter how hard our mom tried to make us feel it.
Oh, no, right down to the last day. All right, inside jokes aside, we are wrapping up our show today. I want to thank you for being here so much. Val, you going to be back next week? Are you going to make 3 weeks in a row?
I think I am going to.
She thinks she's going to. You heard it first here.
Don't jinx us, though.
Okay. All right. Coming up tomorrow on the morning show, you never want to miss a Wednesday. You've got Paula and Sharon and Chuck, and they do the Community Lowdown. They give you everything that's happening in and around Stevens County, and you get to get out and plan your week and have some fun by their details. So join them tomorrow about 7:25. Other than that, tonight on the radio, one and only Dr. Jazz, delivering 3 hours of jazz music starting at 6. Every night at 6, we start different genres of music, and that continues through about midnight. Tonight, after Dr. Jazz at 9 o'clock, you'll have the Soul Show and get a couple hours of great Motown music. All happens here on the music education station, Northern Lights Public Radio. We're KCHW 102.7. And Val, this is the chance where you get to share something cool.
All right. When things feel overwhelming, remember that you can celebrate Wine Day every day.
And it is Wine Day. She didn't make that up.
And be kind to one another if you can.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean you get to complain about everything. It's not that kind of wine.
The H is silent.
Yeah. Much like the G in Nash. I've been pronouncing it Ganache for years. Have a great day. Keep on listening to Northern Lights Public Radio. Bye-bye.
So crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here.
Never give up. Never surrender.
It's 9:02.
Your KCHW morning show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer